That's like, see though, I don't know. We just deprived our listeners of 10 minutes chocked full of Gary Busey dog law talk. So,
Gary Busey,
That's true.
for Supreme Court 2024. Welcome to Happy Suffer. Weird tagline for this movie.
Yeah.
yeah, it is weirdly specific.
It's actually a predator from Beyond the Stars, which is fine. Not as good as Gary Busey
Worse.
for the Supreme Court
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah.
God, that's gonna happen. I think that's unfortunate.
Do you think Gary Busey supports the death penalty for dogs?
Yeah, probably.
I bet he does.
Probably.
He's putting a dog in the chair.
I feel like Gary Busey's got probably weird ideas about dog law.
Yeah. I think he seems like he'd be really progressive in dog law, if you ask me. Maybe he's into rehabilitation.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
I doubt it though.
I think he wants to put them all down because dogs can't believe in Christ.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not going to heaven.
Yeah.
Contrary to what the popular movie says,
Yeah.
they do not.
Side note: there's a movie. One of the actresses in this movie is in a movie called Witch Bee that
Aw.
I'm in. I don't know if it's about an actual bee that's a witch, but it's a good title.
It took me a second to realize, like, a
Which
witch.
words?
Like a witchy
yeah,
witch.
yeah.
Oh, you thought it was like which bee?
I thought,
Question
yeah,
mark?
you're trying to decide which letter B.
It's a game show.
Yeah, wow, that could really go so many ways.
This is episode 288 of I Be Suffer. I'm Witch Bee.
Alien shark dog that Gary Busey's putting in the chair.
Oh, do you think he would?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah,
had
absolutely
Dog
he would.
had entirely too many nipples. It's got to go.
That's
It
a
had
creature
so
against God.
many. I was
I'm just
really
glad I'm not the
confused
first.
about
Like
it.
as soon as that dog fell over, I was like, "Holy shit!"
I saw him. You could see him when he was slip sliding into the house. I was like, oh my goodness, they're very pronounced.
Oh my god, the number one movie recommended to us, or recommended on IMDb from Alien Shark is a movie called Catnado. It's like Sharknado but with cats.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
Gotta find this movie. Anyway, who are you, Katie?
Hello, I'm Witch Bee.
Yeah, nailed it.
Thanks.
Good work, everyone.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.
Yep, that's the show.
All right.
You can't beat it. No going back.
Oh wait, Catnado is an anthology horror based on cats, featuring Of Cats and Men, The Cat Burglar, Nightmare at 10,000 Feet, Apocalypse Meow, Cosmic Catnado, Storm Window, and Crimes and Felines.
It sounds awful.
All right, I'll put it. In
I like
watch
the
list.
idea of whatever storm window is.
Look, I'm gonna say it's got a bunch of directors that we've done movies of that I do not want to watch more of. So.
I really thought you were
Yeah.
just gonna say it's got a bunch of directors and that's it. That's the selling point.
Yeah. Like,
Listen,
one
there
of,
are so many directors on here.
like it's
You
one
can
of
fit so many
them's-
directors in this bad boy.
One of them is the director of Shark Exorcist.
Oh no.
One of them is Tim Ritter, who I believe was involved with Sharks of the Corn. But
Yeah.
Letterboxd
The name
is
sounds
sounds right.
familiar.
not loading his thing. So, yeah, he was the director of Sharks of the Corn.
Mhm.
Corn shark.
Not promising. Lex, we're not watching
Lex.
Catnado.
Lex is in.
He's like,
Lex
hello,
wants it.
I heard Catnado.
Catnado, you say?
We're gonna talk about 2022's Alien Shark, a movie that was pretty bad except for one extremely sick scene featuring a alien shark dog that comes out of a shark's mouth and just
Yeah.
hobbles around on land for a little bit before getting knocked over.
Incredible.
That is the
I
clip
don't
I
remember
saw.
anything else that happened.
Yeah, that was the clip I saw
Nothing
online.
else really happened,
That
to
I was
be
like,
fair.
we are covering this movie immediately. I don't know what's going on, but this scene is incredible, and that is the only good scene in the movie. The rest of it
Yeah.
is pretty boring.
It was excruciatingly boring. This movie is only 72 minutes, but if you're watching on Tubi, it's like 2 hours with commercials. There were so many commercials for me. I was like, why is this taking all day?
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, it's like if you've seen any of the Sci-Fi Channel shark movies of the last like decade, you pretty much know what you're getting into, but it's like more boring than that. It feels like the setup, it feels like it should be like the first act of a movie.
Yeah.
And then or the first half that they just strung out into I don't know, an hour and a half or whatever.
Well, it's just like one of those things that I feel like a lot of these movies get caught up in, where they just, like, most of the movie is just these friends having the most horribly written small talk and like being shitty to each other when they're supposed to be on vacation. So like
Yeah, I can't figure out how any of these people are friends.
no.
But I feel like that happens in like a lot of these movies where I'm just like, these people don't seem like they actively like each other. I don't know why they're still hanging out.
Right?
Exactly.
Like, I just feel like
But-
whoever writes a bunch of these movies just like doesn't understand friendships.
I mean, fair, because they're shut inside writing these movies.
Let's see.
Writing's a strong word.
Yeah. To be
Fair.
I feel like a lot of these at this point, unfortunately, I feel like the two things that are going to very quickly jump on like AI scripts are going to be like sci-fi and like Hallmark.
I was gonna say I did feel like this had some kind of AI generated feel to it, because I wrote down a lot of the lines. They would just say things that like didn't have to do with anything, like any part of the conversation or anything that was happening, and I was like, what is going on here?
Well, to be fair, nothing really happens. So it's mostly just like friends that don't like each other, and like a shark swimming around, and then at some like the shark doesn't. I guess it eats like maybe a person, but you never really see it. Well, it eats a couple people, I guess, but like you don't actually see any of it. It's just like a fin or like somebody falling in the water.
My favorite thing is when they reuse the same like 2 stock footage bits of a shark swimming around and jumping out of the water, and they just make its eyes green.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except like
Perfect.
halfway through the eyes stop glowing green because the shark like turns, and they just forgot to make them green again, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, I don't think you keep your same eye color all the time.
No, he's going back in the water and
definitely
gotta unglow.
Yeah, they only glow when he's outside of the water and he's releasing dog from his mouth.
Except for those times where he's under the water and they were glowing.
Yeah, but that was the mistake, not the other times.
Oh, shit, we didn't take the glow off.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Kind of a bummer, but also like I didn't expect this to be great either. I feel like any of the shark movies we've watched, like post, I don't know, 2020, I guess maybe, have been pretty boring.
The only good one, Post-Apocalyptic Commando Shark.
Yeah, but that was pre-2020.
Was it? Time doesn't mean anything to me
Yeah,
anymore.
I think I was still in Ohio when we did that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
Don't know why I'm looking that up on Spotify, because that was.
Oh yeah, it's a 2018 film.
Like I feel like a lot of the ones that we've covered, like, because it's been like Sharks of the Corn and bullshit like that. That I'm just like, yeah, they all like have that like really dumb premise that we're just like, fuck yeah, let's go, and then we watch it. I'm like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unable to deliver on said premise.
Well, because the problem too is not even that like they're dumb. Like everybody knows we love a dumb movie. They're just like so boring. And I feel like, and like, it just seems to me that like the people that are making them also like, it's not even necessarily that I think they're taking themselves too seriously. It's just like it feels like whoever's making it does not give a shit.
Well,
Like they're
they
not even.
don't. A big part of it is like a bunch of them the same way like all of these shitty Amityville movies that have just pop up every month now. It's the same like crew of people like Sean Phillips and Donald Farmer, Tim Ritter, the Polonias. Like it's that whole crew that just makes all of them, and like I don't know, we keep watching them. So they're gonna keep making them.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, you know, like Asylum is still doing their fucking rip-offs of like every movie that comes out. Like there's, you know, Megalodon rip-offs and fucking Cocaine Shark and shit
Yeah.
like that. That's just like, I don't know, it's just like a bunch of garbage. I don't know if Sci-Fi's fully even like really doing shark movies now. I don't know. Like
I don't know if they do movies at all anymore.
Yeah, I'm like looking at this list. Like, there's a list that like gets updated a lot on Letterboxd. That's just sharksploitation movies, and like, it looks like it's a bunch of stuff from that like Polonia Brothers crew, and then Asylum stuff for like straight to Tubi, like Shark Side of the Moon.
Oh, that's a pretty decent post 2000 or 2020.
Yeah, that's probably one of the better ones.
Yeah. Shark dad bods running all over the moon.
Like at
Dad
least,
bods?
Oh yeah.
yeah, they're fucking.
Oh.
They're essentially they're like a bunch of king sharks. They're all like
Oh,
on
shit.
like bipedal and shit, but like it's got like a very sick opening and then like maybe one other scene that's like really fun, but then gets kind of boring.
Mm,
But then the lady has a shark baby and
Yeah.
it starts rocking again.
amazing.
At least from what I've watched, that's like 2020. What I have logged from 2020 forward, like Ouija Shark, Sky Sharks, Shark Encounters of
God.
the Third Kind, Amityville Amityville Island, Sharks of the Corn, Aquarium of the Dead, Alien Sharks, Sharkula, Shark Side of the Moon. Like, none of
Oh
them
my
are
God.
great. But then literally like right before that, like Nightmare Shark, Post-Apocalyptic Commando Shark, 47 Meters Down Uncaged, which looks like shit but kind of rocks.
We used to be a proper country.
Yeah.
Yeah. We used to make movies like Toxic Shark and Trailer Park Shark, and now we just got whatever, like fucking Doll Shark. Which, again, I'm in based
did
on
you-
that title, but
Did you say doll shark?
yeah, the poster is a shark
Do you think,
coming out of like a toy chest, but it is a
That's amazing.
Mark Polonian, Anthea Polonia movie, so.
Oh.
Mm. Do you think Gary Busey will make shark movies good again?
No.
Well, then I'm not going to vote for him.
I think Gary Busey is immediately going to do a sequel to Hider in the House.
Hear me out. Hide her in the house. But it's a shark hiding in the house.
Yeah.
And
Shark
Gary
in
Busey's doing the like
house.
have Gary
Busey's the
Busey in like
wife.
a I was gonna say put him in a suit, like a motion capture suit, like Gollum, and have him flop around as the shark.
Oh, I like that too. He could also be the wife though, because you don't need to be in the same room for that.
He should be everyone in the movie.
It's just him filming
Yeah.
it like in like
Yeah.
the fucking Oval Office. But this is a
It's like,
green screen.
It's like Nutty Professor.
Yeah, I'm in.
Man, there are so
Alright.
many places you could hide her in the Oval Office.
Probably, yeah.
Hide her in that house.
Passageways, yeah.
All right, Katie, let's
Yeah.
burn through this garbage movie.
Let's get it. It's not there. It's not long. So
Because nothing
Alien.
happens.
yeah, Alien Shark surprisingly begins in space, where there is a meteor hurtling towards Earth, Then it cuts to the beach where there's some girls running, and they come upon a glowing green rock. One of the girls is like, "Hey, don't pick that up," and the other girl goes, "I have to," and she picks up the pieces and then just walks into the ocean.
What a weird start.
Yeah. Then the other girl just immediately also walks into the ocean, and they quote unquote get pulled into the water, but you can tell everybody in this movie is doing their own stunts, which is them falling into water. The one guy who like gets knocked over the bow of the boat really sent me because he like gently gets up on the ledge and then like goes and like falls. It's very great. So they just flop in the water, and then it's the title, which is Alien Shark. Okay, we meet Alicia, who is, for all intents and purposes, the main character. She's a military lady, and she pulls up to wait for a ferry. Her boss calls her, and she's talking to him about how she's taking some leave for some personal time. When she's talking to her boss, it's switching between like her and her Hummer, and then a shot of like people like jumping out of a helicopter, and the boss just fucking yelling over the sound of the helicopter, and it was very jarring.
Yeah,
he was just like
it's so funny because it's literally just stock footage of like a helicopter that somebody just like dubbed over.
Exactly, and the guy's like yelling like as if he's standing next to the like whatever. It's very strange. I knew. I was like, this is not great. Probably some guys randomly come up and start hitting on her, and she's just like, they're essentially like creating this picture of her that she's just like a badass woman who can take care of herself, which is great. We love it. There's like this long shot. There's a lot of long shots of like water and music playing in this movie to like fill up the time somehow. And so it's basically just her like driving onto the ferry, riding the ferry. Eventually she gets over and meets her friend Jessica. Her friend Jessica immediately takes out her phone and starts filming her and asking her questions like, do men like women in uniform? What are you talking about, girl? Like, crazy. She's basically like the stereotypical like trying to be an influencer. So throughout the movie, she's like on her phone like, do you guys want to see me soak up some sun on the beach? Hit that like button. Let's get 1,000 shares. And I'm like, what?
Awful.
It's bad. It's bad.
Here's a reel.
It's yeah, literally. Smash that like button. Subscribe and follow. They also don't even use the opportunity to do like a shark selfie like in that one movie. But
Yeah.
It's fine. So this guy's name is Mickey. We switched to, I called it the Slob House. It's essentially just this guy who is like your stereotypical like conspiracy alien theory type guy. So his house is just like a wreck. Well, it's like a shed. It's like a wreck. And he's listening to like headphones, but there's like interference, and he is like, oh, what is this? And he looks up, and it cuts to space and shows like a spaceship as if he's like literally looking up at the spaceship. And he can see it.
It's a real bummer because like I was more interested in whatever the fuck was going on with him than like anybody else, and they just don't really explore it at all.
No, and it also ends up being very confusing. So yeah, so there's a spaceship. Alicia and Jessica arrive at a beach house where they meet their other friends, Megan and Debbie, who are equally as annoying.
Yeah, spoilers.
Debbie's
Nobody
daddy,
in this movie is not annoying.
Yeah, Debbie's daddy
Except the
rented
dog.
them the
Yeah.
house. And so the girls chit-chat, which is basically them doing small talk about making fun of their friend who's in the military and whatever, and they take selfies and like, do girl stuff. And then the two guys who were trying to hit on Alicia in the beginning just like show up, and they're like, what are you doing here? And she's like, Debbie basically says that the one guy, I just called him the X because I don't know what his name was. she's basically just like, oh, we broke up and he seemed really sad, so I invited him on our vacation. And I was like, that is so weird to me. Like, what? So, whatever. Now we see the spaceship in space again. So kind of like what Nathan was saying earlier, so like 40 minutes of this movie is just them palling around and being shitty or whatever, and then randomly you'll get these little scenes of people being attacked by the sharks, but like you don't really see anything happen because now there's just a guy kayaking and he like flips and goes underwater, and the only reason I wrote it down is because the subtitle says shark hisses.
Yeah.
Like it's afraid of sunlight.
Yes, I'm going to get you. Let's see. What does this say? Oh, for some reason, Alicia is immediately interested in Debbie's ex-boyfriend who's there, and she kind of like talks to Jessica about like, don't you think it's weird that he's here? And Jessica's like, no, like they ended things well. Like, why are you interested? And she starts like making fun of her about it. And I was like, this is already so terrible.
I think we talk about it in like a lot of these movies. We're just like, I don't need this like dumb, like drama between these characters. Just like they all show up, they're friends, a shark attacks, and then they got to figure out how to like stop it from eating all of them.
Right.
Just like Shark Night 3D.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Yes. And also because like none of the stuff that's happening with the characters has anything to do with like the shark or anything that's happening with the shark. Like none of this has anything to do with anything. So the whole group is together and they argue about whether it's okay to drink at 9 a.m. or not. And then they decide it is okay. So they drink at 9 a.m., which, I mean, you're on vacation. Do what you gotta do. Then we see the spaceship again. Then everybody goes to the beach, and Alicia and the ex flirt for some reason. This is the first of a few times that I see in the corner of the shot, the boom mic, just like chilling. I was like, oh, okay.
Excellent work.
This is number one. Let's see. To be fair, they are outside talking on a dock, and so like the film crew is below, and so they're just like shoving the boom mic up there. But I'm like, you have to figure it out. You have to figure something out. I can't be seeing it, you know. Okay. This is the first time we see that like the cell service is kind of acting a little weird. Because then the spaceship shoots a green laser beam towards Earth. The ex-boyfriend asks Alicia, "Are you really some badass military person?" Like, tell me that wasn't written by AI. What does that mean? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people can't write very good either, so.
It's, you know what? Fair. That is totally fair. She, like, goes to change into her bathing suit. He's like, "I'll wait for you." And then when she comes out, he immediately says that. And I was like, okay, sir. So then she's like, they kind of like have a heart-to-heart about why she's in the military. And she's like, does that thing where she's like, "Come on, attack me. And he's like, "Okay, but you asked for it." And she like immediately beats his ass and like chokes him out or whatever. And he's like, "Remind me not to cross you." This is when Debbie shows back up and is like grumpy. And she's like, "Come on, guys. Like, aren't we going to the beach?" Also, I know Debbie is a freak because she's like the character. She's a character that they keep showing quote unquote crocheting, and she's holding the crochet hook so fucking weird. I hated it. That's just a minor thing. It's just like, why or how you doing? I don't know. Okay. Okay. So randomly there's some guy fishing like in a river, and he gets his fishing pole yanked into the water, and then he's like, "Oh well," and he turns to leave, but then all of a sudden his nose starts bleeding and his eyes glow green. Then he just walks off the dock into the water. We do see a shark fin this time. Okay.
Ominous.
This part I really don't understand why it's in here at all. But this is the part where the group goes because Debbie's dad rented them a boat, but when they get there, the captain guy is like, the boat's not working. You'll have to come back. I have to do some work on it. And they're like, okay. And then there's like this whole thing about how he and his girlfriend, like he wants to get, they're like, I don't know, in their 70s or something. And he's like, this is my fiance. And she's like, I'm his girlfriend. He's like, okay, Karen. Like literally her name is Karen. And then they have this like whole argument about how like marriage didn't work out for her parents. So they don't want to get married. She doesn't want to get married. And he's like, oh, we're not your parents. I want to marry you. And I was like, why is this in here? They're not main characters. You see them twice. It's very strange.
Should have married the shark.
Actually, she should have. Okay.
Shark Marriage. That's a movie.
The Sharkler, like the Shark Bachelor. Married at First Shark.
I'm in. I would watch that.
Yeah. Okay. So now Mickey, who is the slob guy, is talking on the walkie-talkie to this like, and he talks on the walkie-talkie to what we're supposed to be like. They want us to think that he's talking to an alien, right? And the guy is responding to him and just saying like the most vague shit ever. And he's just like, what does it mean? And the guy's like, you know what it means. It's time. You've been waiting your entire life for this. You gotta go now. You gotta go now. And then Mickey goes, were you the ones that took me? Okay, so now the group of kids is making fun of Megan because she likes crystals. Okay. Now they're taking selfies again. And the guy
was this where maybe it's later in the movie. She's like talking shit about tarot because
that was
I think that's over there doing the weird fucking like seance thing.
Yeah.
Seance isn't the right word, but
whatever the fuck.
Yeah. She's basically just like, why don't you tell us the meaning of this crystal? Hee hee, and then they're like making fun of her. And but I found
deservedly so.
I found that funny because like one of the ex-boyfriend dude is literally wearing like an obsidian necklace, which is a crystal. So it's like, why aren't they making fun of that guy? Whatever. So now there's just kind of like a montage. They're like taking selfies on the beach. One of the guys is playing a guitar for some reason. And then he says something I find controversial, which is, it's a beach. What's the worst that could happen?
So much.
Let me tell you.
So many terrible things.
The list is a mile long. Like, what are you talking about, sir? Okay. So, Mickey, on behest of the men on the walkie-talkie, is running around the beach with a metal detector, and he ends up digging up what to me just looks like a shell, and he approaches Alicia and the ex, and is just like, we have to stop them. It's coming for all of us. It's coming from the skies. And like, he's just like saying a bunch of like crazy conspiracy type stuff, right? And the ex is like, oh, get away. We gotta get away from this guy. But Alicia's like really concerned. She's like, are you okay? Is somebody after you? Like, can I take you somewhere and help you? And she's like actually trying to like understand what's going on with him. The ex, he's just like freaked out about it, right? And then Alicia goes, I don't know what to do. And then Mickey goes, you will. And then he runs off. And I was like, ooh. At that point, I would have been like, no, thank you, sir. Like, this is over.
I don't know. I felt like that was just him being posy. He's like,
stay posy.
Yeah. You will. Goodbye.
You will. Maybe if he said it nicely, but he said
if
it. If
he'd said it like a teen girl, you will. And like,
you will?
away.
Okay. So he like leaves abruptly, right? He goes back to his house. He's talking on the walkie-talkie. He's telling the person on the walkie-talkie that he's been dreaming about sharks. Alicia has followed him back to his house. Right? I think this is a bad idea. Don't follow random people you meet on the beach back to their shack, by the way. Just don't do that. He tells her that, like, it was fine, but, like, he's basically saying that, like, hey, I was normal, quote unquote normal at one point, and then I was abducted by aliens, and then they brought me back, and now I'm all wacky, which understandable, right?
What a good cover for someone that is just the worst actor in the film.
Well, yeah,
bro. The aliens gave him brain damage.
He wasn't even playing like he like just did all of it relatively normal. Like, yeah, which, like, part of me was like, okay, I'm glad he's not playing this as, like, sort of, like, offensive, which I feel like, you know,
right.
Maybe 5 to 10 years ago it would have been pretty gross, but, like, he's not doing anything, like, with the role of, like, the crazy guy. He's just kind of, like, doing it in his plain, monotone, like, speaking voice, and I was like, come on, Busey this up a little bit.
Right, exactly. That's where I was going.
Bring the sauce.
Go hide in someone's house.
I think he just kind of like, go hide in the White House. He just
kind of hard.
Sometimes like added a fake stutter and was like, good enough. Here I am, conspiracy man.
Like when he first like started talking to like and like popped up and was like talking to the main character or whatever, I was like, I can't tell if this dude is supposed to just be, like, a skater bro or, like, a weird conspiracy guy.
Right, because to be fair, like, I don't know where they're supposed to be exactly, but it is this quote-unquote summertime, and it is the beach. People are wearing bathing suits. He's wearing, like, a beanie and, like a sweatshirt and, like, long pants and stuff. So, like, I don't know. You know, typical skater guy. And then he also tells her that the aliens told him that he was special and that his role is to save everybody. This is where he tells us what's going on with the sharks. And it was a surprise to me because what I've been shown of the sharks, I would never have deduced this is what's happening. So the aliens, the bad aliens, because the aliens he's talking to in the walkie-talkie are supposedly good, right? The bad aliens are from a water planet, and the planet is too close to the sun, so it is starting to dry out. And therefore, the aliens have to send out scouts that can use mind control to other planets, and if they realize that Earth is mostly water, then they will come down and annihilate everybody. And that's it. And then he just goes, I gotta go. And he like runs out. I was like, okay, cool. This is what's going on here. So Alicia leaves. She finds this girl that's like passed out on the beach, and she shakes her awake, and the girl opens her eyes and her eyes are glowing green, and she starts to try and go in the water. So Alicia just punches her out. And it was so funny. She just like fucking decks her in the face, and she falls down. Look, the X runs up.
I'm telling you, if you see anybody with green eyes, punch them.
Yeah, just strike them.
Fair. I just wasn't expecting it.
They are 100% taken over by aliens.
Definitely. At this point, well, now I know from this instructional video, alien shark. I'll be all right. So the X runs over and is like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "I don't know. She was being crazy, so I heard her." And the girl wakes up and is and
Great excuse.
Alicia's like, "Are you okay? Like, can I take you somewhere?" And the girl speaks Spanish to them, and it's just like, "Why? What's going on? Why does my mouth hurt?" And they're just like, "Huh?" And then she just like literally walks away. I was like, "All right." Now there's another. This is where we finally see the shark, the full shark, and it's like we were talking about, literally just like underwater footage of a real shark that they've put glowing green eyes over. Great. So this is where they do this is the conversation they're having about the tarot, where Megan's like, crystals are real, but tarot's fake. It was invented by Hot Topic. And fair, okay. And she wants to do what she calls a crystal calling ritual, which is not anything I've ever heard of. But essentially she's saying that she wants them to help her like talk to the spirits. So she pours out a bunch of salt on the ground and then puts the crystal on top of it and then is like help guiding them all to like meditate or something. And I don't know what she's saying, but essentially what ends up happening is she's like calling out to Mother Earth or whatever. And like the shark somehow is like picking up on her psychic wavelengths, and it like helps the shark narrow in on them. And so everybody else that's in the group is like getting freaked out because they're hearing, you know, like the shark hissing noises and whatever. And there's like wind blowing the salt around, and they're like, "Oh my God, what's going on? I'm out of here," or whatever. This is very confusing to me, and I don't know if anybody can explain what this is. But Alicia, you know, having punched that girl in the face, the girl walks away. She goes like walking after the girl, and she's like, "Oh, where is she? I hope she's fine." And then Alicia looks up in the sky and sees a like translucent pink shark in the
I
air.
had no idea what was going on here.
Yeah.
Because
Just seemed cool.
She doesn't really react to it, and it's like one of those things where like it's like her looking and then it cuts to just like the pink shark in the air by itself, kind of just like wiggling around. And I was like, what is it? What is it? I don't know.
Fun?
We'll find out in the sequel.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh,
so
no.
Then it cuts
Aliens
to...
shark.
Yeah, I like it. Then it cuts to Megan, who was the girl that did the spiritual calling or whatever, being passed out, and she wakes up with green eyes, and they're like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I must have slept. I don't know, weird." So Alicia this is like a perfect example of like just how weird this like how like not weird but like awkward. So like Alicia is like, "Oh, I'm here, come on, you need to go lay down." So she like takes her into her room and she says like, you know, like what happened? And she goes, "I don't know, it's like really weird. I don't remember falling, but I remember you and biting people." And Alicia doesn't react at all. She just immediately stands up and walks out of the room. And I was like, I think I would have asked a question. Like,
yeah. Wouldn't just let
what?
that slide and leave. All right, well, that's cool.
Doesn't even look at her, literally just stands up, leaves. And then Megan like lays down in bed or whatever. And I was like, okay, sure. Back in the room, like everybody else is together, and Alicia is trying to tell them that she thinks something's wrong. She's like, Megan's acting weird. There's that girl on the beach. There was like that guy, like something weird's happening. And they're basically just like, no, I think everything's fine. They're just kind of like brushes her off. Debbie, again, crocheting like a freak, is like, "This isn't the military, okay? We're fine." And I was like, what does that mean? Okay. Then there's also wait, what? Megan. Oh, so she's like in there like, "Hey, something's going on. I'm like worried," or whatever. And they're like, "No, it's fine." Megan immediately comes out and is just like, "Hey, I'm in the mood for margaritas." And I was like, same girl. This is the second time you see the boom in the screen. I was like, there she is. She's back. She's popping down to say hi.
My favorite recurring character.
Yeah, the boom. Me too.
The boom mic.
Yep. Best actor award. Best supporting actor, the boom.
I guess to be fair, I was watching this at work. I didn't notice it at all.
It was like,
there were so many times that I was just like, this is boring. I don't need to pay that much attention.
Fair.
Yeah, and to be fair, I was like watching it like on the big screen, so I'm sitting there and it was like glaringly obvious on like a big TV that it just was like, bloop, there she is. Then they're just like, yeah, I could definitely go for a drink. Also, it's like very weird because they just keep like showing the whole group just like sleeping, and I'm like, what is going on here? They're wanting to go out and get a drink, and they're just like, yeah, woohoo, girls' weekend. And then Alicia says, I'm glad it's just us girls and not a bunch of strangers. What are you talking about? Why did you say that? What does that mean?
Yeah. Glad there's not
Okay.
a bunch of weird aliens here.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, she expected everybody to like, yeah, no strangers. Well, I'm not an alien. I'm just normal. This is where we see Megan's eyes glow, and the subtitles say eyes humming.
Hmm.
Hell yeah.
Could you imagine if
Love
you were
a
like,
humming eye.
yeah, right, if you were just like chilling and then like you heard your friend's eyes humming?
I'm pretty
I don't
sure
know.
that's like why I can't sleep is I just hear my own eyes humming.
Got that humming eye.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. I'm suddenly hearing like interference now, and I'm like, is the alien shark trying to call us?
Maybe your eyes are humming.
Yeah, it's the aliens.
Could
Yeah,
be.
that humming eye. Humming eye is getting in the way.
God, I hate when that happens. It's like, you know, when you get an eye twitch, but it's humming.
Yeah.
Okay. This is where we go back to the guy who's supposed to be fixing the boat, and he has this like 10-minute conversation with his girlfriend Karen about wanting to get married, and she's like, no, I don't want to. And then really the only reason this happens is because then the shark swims up and bumps the edge of the boat, and he quote unquote falls overboard, aka gingerly gets up on the edge of the boat and then throws himself in, and then the shark supposedly eats him. There's just like blood in the water, and she's like, Gary, no!
It's called acting, Katie.
Yeah, great. Now it like switches back to the group of friends, and there's just randomly a third guy there. There's been two guys this whole time. Now there's just a random third guy.
It's a new innovation, okay? Third guy.
Yeah.
Third guy. Yeah.
Everybody needs a
They're
third
like,
guy in their life.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, you don't know what you're missing.
Well, yeah.
3 guys, a girl, and a pizza place would still be on the air.
Yeah.
That's fair. They're like, yeah, this is kind of boring. You know what we should do? Introduce a third guy.
One or
Third
more
guy.
white guy just to make it just perfect.
Just to even it
Yeah.
out a little bit. Yeah.
We already got 2. We need a third.
Finally, the scene. I was gonna say the piece de resistance, but I don't think that's the appropriate term for this. Finally, the best scene, the only scene in this movie that's worth anything. We see a huge shark with glowing green eyes flop up on the beach. It opens its mouth, and out of its mouth comes. I wrote
new
dog
king.
shark. I think shark dog sounds better, but it is a dog shark, I would say, because the head is a tiny, like,
Shark
white,
head.
shark, like a great white shark head. And its body is all the same color that a shark would be, but the body is the shape and sculpt of like a bulldog, or what would you say?
Yeah.
Very, but like shaved, no fur, very prominent nipples.
I need
Pause.
a buddy road trip movie that is this dog and Sarah Jessica Parker from Mars Attacks. Just
Okay,
going
yeah.
cross country to something.
Yep. Absolutely. Anything.
it.
They have to fly for the Westminster Dog Show.
I love that, like, I definitely remembered, I didn't look it up, but I remembered that you said shark dog was a thing. And I was, like, farther into the movie at this point, but I loved getting the text of just the picture of it with Kit's, like, exclamation, question mark, like, hard to describe. I mean, I think we described what he looks like pretty well, but he also, like, doesn't walk the way a dog would, where like they bend their legs. It's just like
No, it's like a CGI
Like a little scuttle.
It's like shuffling.
It's like someone
Yeah.
has like a like, you know how like the first couple seasons of South Park were made with like actual like paper before they were like made
Sure,
computer
yeah.
animated, so like the characters have this weird wonky feel to them. Like it's like that, where it's like somebody just has this like paper image that they're moving like stop motion across the screen, but it's CGI instead. Like nothing on him moves. He just kind of like hobbles across the screen. The fact that this
He
entire
also-
movie after that wasn't about this dog, major flaw.
Devastating.
They wait like 40 minutes into the movie. They wait like 40 minutes for the dog to appear, and then they get rid of him very quickly. And I was like, what?
He just
is even-
scuttles right into the next scene and then
Yeah.
gets murdered.
Scuttled into our hearts and never left. I think that this dog, I know that I say this a lot, but I think that this shark dog is the next t-shirt design. He even has a collar on. Like, what?
Yeah.
I love him.
I'm pretty sure
That's
the
all
collar
forever.
is solely there so they don't have to try and like blend the head into the dog body. But Still.
100%. This dog would be very easy to draw skateboarding, so that's what it's going to be.
Kid, did you see that fucking apparently WWE is going to Netflix?
yes, I did see that.
Fuck.
That's random.
Like for 10 years.
That's
That's really bold to assume Netflix is going to be around for 10 years.
I like it's I don't know why I can't wrap my head around logging into Netflix every Monday to watch
Yeah.
fucking
3 hours.
So
of
now
Monday Night
like
Raw.
now like that'll be on Netflix, SmackDown will be on like fucking USA or something. Still, what a fucking weird.
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
All the pay-per-views are on Peacock.
Yeah, like what? I hate everything. I don't watch it
This
either
is-
way, but
This may be a dumb question, but are they live or you're just watching something that's already been recorded?
Nope, they're live.
I think every once in a while there's like an episode that'll be like a pre-record like during the holidays.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
there's like
'cause I guess
like Christmas episodes everyone like you could tell sometimes they're in like the same arena from like a week prior or some shit, but like
Right.
99%
'Cause I
of the
guess
time it's
I'm-
live.
does Netflix have other things that you can watch live?
Probably. I don't think
They've
it's
done one or two live things.
Yeah, I don't
but
think it's like
Okay.
super
it's not a
common.
routine thing.
Like I think every once in a while there'll be like a finale of some sort of like a reality show might be live
Okay.
on there or something for like like
That's
they'll premiere
why-
it live and then be able to watch later.
Right. That's why I was like ultimately confused because I didn't like other stuff obviously has streams live things. Like so that I didn't know if Netflix did that, which is why it seemed like very weird, even weirder for like Netflix to be doing that, but I don't know. Fuck
What a
Netflix.
weird time to be
Yeah.
live.
Yep.
What a weird time to be paying even more than regular TV
Cable.
to be able to watch a handful of things that you want to
Yeah.
watch.
Watch
Okay.
fewer things than before.
Literally, pay more, pay way more, and then still not be able to watch anything that you want. Great.
Yeah. I just
Okay.
like I think at this point I could be fine with just Peacock and fucking Discovery Plus so I can watch 90 Day Fiancé and Real Housewives. I don't need anything else.
I'm really mad at Peacock because whenever they first of all the platform fucking sucks. It's terrible. But like when they first started Peacock, you could go on there and watch the first like 5 seasons or whatever seasons of Parks and Rec and The Office, and now it's all behind a paywall. And I'm like,
Well, yeah, because that's how they get you is like, oh, like these two shows that people fucking rewatch religiously. Like,
Actually get this for.
yeah.
well, I'm not doing it, even though it breaks my heart because they lied to me about.
Peacock
Okay,
like
so-
$4 a month, or maybe that's Paramount Plus. I forget which one, but like
I'm paying like 5. It might be 6.
Yeah, because
I feel like as much as you watch The Office, I feel like $5 a month is
well, not anymore. I don't watch it.
we could for $5
Fuck
a
'em.
month.
Well, I'm not gonna.
And you get Below Deck and Real Housewives
no,
and Vanderpump Rules.
No, thank you. I'm good on that. Well, no,
Missing
because it's like whenever I don't know. I'm mad at them because they lied to us. I already complained about this before. whenever we were trying to watch skateboarding on the Olympics, and they're like, yeah, hell yeah, if you pay for the subscription, you can watch the Olympics live. And we were like, great. But then, so we signed up, and then I was like, oh, you don't get to watch all of the Olympics live, and you have to wait a couple days for us to like put the stuff that's not live up there. And I was like, literally, what are we paying for?
I mean, I assume
what
it was
am I
just like
paying
what was
for?
airing on TV is like you just got to watch live. Like what, like they would probably be airing on like NBC.
I don't know, but either way, it was disingenuous of them. So fuck them. Okay, what was happening?
You're
The
gonna have
shark
nothing
dog.
to watch here soon because you're gonna be fucking
You know what?
gripes
I
against
already
all
don't.
of it.
I already don't have anything to watch. Okay. Okay. Shark dog.
Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That's what we were talking about.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my bad. That's right. So I don't even know anything about that to like fake that I'm watching it.
You gotta
so.
watch season 2 when Jen Shaw gets arrested for committing massive fraud against the elderly. It's the closest.
Amazing.
Well-
It's the closest to a true crime you're gonna
was-
get.
I'm so mad that it like opens showing that and it's like, oh, we're gonna back up like 6 weeks and you gotta wade through a bunch of fucking nonsense.
Oh,
Like,
it's
I
so
don't
worth it.
care about
though.
any of this.
Once you get to it, you're like perfect. It's so good.
Well, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
90 Day Fiance does that shit now too, where like they'll do that, where they'll like the season opens on some insane thing that you have to get like 12 episodes to get to.
Right?
And I'm always like,
God
this
damn it.
sucks. Then by the time I get to it, I'm like, worth it.
Okay.
Shark Dog.
Shark Dog. The only good thing. And now it's over. Well,
Alright.
you get to see it a little
You get
bit.
to see all of his
Yeah.
nipples.
Like, there's so many nipples, too. Okay, so it cuts back to everybody in the house being, like, passed out, like, drunk, I assume. I have no fucking idea. Megan wakes up and she like looks at Alicia and is just like, your body's better. I want your body instead. And she's like, what are you talking about? You're beautiful. And then Megan just passes out again. Then the power goes out, and this is when Shark Dog slides into the house. He literally, again, he kind of moves like he's like on a slip and slide. He's just like, zoop. He comes into the house, and a few of the people like see him and are like, oh my God, what is that? What is that? And it chases them around a little bit. Alicia comes in the room and immediately knocks it out with like a fishing net. And they're all just like, ew, gross. What is that? A capybara? Capybara?
Yeah, doesn't one of them
And-
at some point refer to it as a chinchilla?
Yeah, they're like, maybe it's a chinchilla. They really
no
have
one
no
in
idea.
this movie has ever seen an animal before.
No. And they're also like, except for Alicia, like not very like stressed about it either. They're just like, it's just an animal. And I'm like,
Yeah,
listen.
like that's the thing is like everyone in this movie except her is just kind of like, well, this is fine.
It's
Who cares?
fine.
We're on
It's
vacation.
probably okay. Like literally, right? And I'm like, listen, I know that there's like weird
I know
creatures
we
in the
just saw a
sea.
weird shark ghost floating in the sky, but who cares?
Yeah, we're not going to talk
We
about
got
that
schnapps.
apparently.
Yeah.
Gross. Schnapps are so disgusting. Also,
What did I just watch that had
Um,
schnapps in it?
Little Nicky.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I was literally about to say
Another
it's
fucking
a
movie
Schnapps
with a
double
dumbass
feature. Hey, don't be mean to BT.
Fuck Beefy. Fuck that whole movie.
Yeah, so and also I'm like the ex guy is just like, Alicia's like, this is very obviously alarming. Like, what? This is like a creature. Maybe they're invading. We're gonna get hurt or whatever. And he was like, I don't know. I think it's just one of the wildlife. We don't know. I know that there's a lot of things in the ocean that we haven't discovered. However, normally they're in the ocean. They don't come from the ocean miles up into your beach house, right? So like maybe be a little bit worried.
If I
Maybe be
ever saw a
sus.
fucking shark with a dog body, I would kill myself. I'm like, oh, we're done. This is fucking.
Yeah.
They're taking
We
over.
stand no chance.
This is like
It's over.
Yeah, I would be like, this is some like annihilation shit, so I'm out. See you later.
I've seen Planet of the Apes. I know where this is heading. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, she knocks it out. They're all like, ew. Then we see a green beam shoot up from the ocean to the ship, and there's another meteor. The meteor crashes right outside of the beach house, and they all run out to look at it. And Alicia says, "All hands on deck. We have to hunker down for safety." Girl, what? All hands on deck.
Yeah.
Isn't that not even like a military thing?
I mean, I'm
Isn't
assuming
that
it's
like
a Navy.
Navy? But she's not. She's a paratrooper. Whatever.
Look, whoever wrote this doesn't know what they're doing.
It's like the
Yeah.
Navy of the sky.
What's a real
But-
fucking bummer is like the promise this plot has that is like not delivered on, which is like a big issue I have with so many of these shark movies now. Is like
Yeah.
there's literally at some point Mickey's like, I don't know if we've already passed her, if it's like coming up, where he's like explaining to her like that's whatever species from like another planet that's just like, if they realize that like how much of the earth is watered, they're gonna come here and take over. And I'm like, perfect, show me that, show me them like it's all CG anyway, like just throw fucking
Yeah.
hundreds of these sharks coming at them or whatever, or like starting to invade and they have to figure out how to stop it. Like essentially like They Live, but with these fucking dumb sharks. Like, give me that.
Yeah, like,
Somebody
I-
having to stop
I-
this ship and like save the planet instead of just like, oh well, there's a shark.
There's one shark. I do think that the overall like plot to me is cool. Like I like the idea of the plot, but like yeah, they just like really don't deliver on it.
Yeah,
And they do the bare minimum. There's one shark and one shark dog.
like literally an
and
alien
then
invasion
like
movie,
the spaceship.
but instead of aliens, they're like sharks. Would be awesome. I'm
They're
on board.
they're alien sharks.
And instead, it's just like, here's like this one shark, and then I don't know, a floating ghost shark that no one can explain.
Yeah, so okay, so like we're pretty much almost there. So we could talk about it. So like essentially, yeah, she's like, we need to hunker down for safety. Nobody is taking her seriously. The girl Jessica leaves with that third dude that showed up, and then there's just like a scene of like Jessica and him like dancing around the beach or whatever. Then he steps in the water and like pretty much immediately gets eaten and like beamed up, but like off camera, and Jessica just like walks into the water and is gone. Yeah.
Is Jessica the one that at like the beginning of the movie they were just like, oh, now you've got this nose ring and like flannel or whatever, and
Yeah.
she's like, I just need to make people not to know how hot I am.
No, that's Megan.
Oh.
That's the Crystal Girl. Jessica was like the influencer where she kept like being like, smash that like button to
yeah.
see me sunbathe or
I
whatever.
was
Uh,
the first thing I thought when they like introduced her at the beginning is I was just like, if I like met up with any of my friends and they were filming for some reason, I would
Like-
be like, we're not friends anymore.
Yeah, goodbye. So she and because she takes out her camera before Alicia even gets out of the car, like the first thing she does is see her friend and takes out her camera. I would have just turned around and
I would
I
have
would have
hit
been
her
like,
with
all
the
right,
Humvee I was driving.
just slammed right into her.
Like and subscribe this
stupid.
as you're like running over her.
Yeah. Yep. That
We
is
should-
pretty much
I'm gonna run for president.
The,
and we just make it legal to run over influencers.
yeah. That's pretty much the plot of Spree. So there you go. You're already there.
There you go. I'm running on the Spree platform.
All right, perfect.
You can either
okay,
vote for
so-
Trump, Biden, or me.
or Spree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jessica's gone, and random third man. See ya. They're like, yeah, you know what? Actually, two men are fine. See ya. Bloop.
So the movie
Okay.
fails. 3 men and
For
the
some
shark dog
reason-
could have been a hit.
Lost the third man.
For some reason, the walkie-talkie aliens are telling Mickey that he is not actually the savior, and they've been telling him that, pumping him up this whole time, like, you're the one that's gonna save the world, like, that's why we did this stuff to you, like, don't worry, bro, it's gonna work out. And he's like, okay, cool. And then, like, by the way, just kidding, you aren't the savior. Whoops. We need you to take the object and go. Just go. And I'm like, go where? What's the object? I need more answers here. He just like runs out of his shed or whatever. Alicia has this like dream of Megan waking up and going feed with glowing green eyes, and she's like, ugh. And then Megan says that she has a dream about eating people, and then concerning. And then she just like hulks out and like is like, I don't like you guys, and like flips a table that has like, plastic cups on it, and she punches Alicia, and then she like picks Debbie up and is like choking her out, and then she just like snaps her neck. And what I love about this is that she like fucking kills Debbie. Nobody cares. Nobody reacts at all. I'm like, that's how you know. Debbie was pretty annoying though.
Yeah, everyone was probably like, finally.
Jesus Christ.
It's about time.
I don't have to watch her crochet anymore. God. The pink sky shark is back. Again, it's just a shot of like a CG shark that's like see-through, but it's pink and it's like and like wiggling around a little bit, right? And they see it, and so Megan snaps Debbie's neck and then just like passes out. Again, no one's alarmed at all. Then Megan is like tied up to a part of the deck or whatever, and is like speaking to them, but like in an evil voice like this. And they're looking at the pink shark, and Alicia's like, oh, I don't know, is it like a spirit or something? And I'm like, why? What? It's like it's a ghost shark now. It's a spirit of a shark. And Megan's like, it's not the spirit, it's an alien. And I'm like, I still don't understand.
Should have hired Zach Baggins.
They should have.
He would have fought that shark so fast.
And Alicia is like, oh my god, it's not a spirit, it's an alien. So she possessed. And the ex guy is like, she's not possessed, she's being a conduit. And then they just say the word alien shark a bunch, as if that explains what is happening. And I'm like,
that's enough of an explanation for me.
Yeah,
I guess. So this is what I think they're trying to say. Okay, go with me here. The species of alien, right, that they were saying comes from a water planet that's drying up, they are not sharks. They're just like whatever they are. They're aliens. They're beaming their consciousness down into the sharks and using the sharks as a conduit to like go out and scout and like mind control people into like killing themselves or jumping in and getting eaten by the shark. Like, I don't understand the mind control part, or why they're like luring people into the water. But I think what they're trying to say is that like it's the consciousness of the alien in the shark, making it an alien shark, and then like the alien is what's possessing the girl. And so again, I don't really understand what the pink shark in the sky is. So
but
in that instance,
how does that explain the shark having a shark dog come out of its mouth?
I don't know that. I don't know what the shark dog is, because they just like,
they leave this open for a sequel, so like,
fair. Alicia says like it's not a shark, it's the thing inside the shark, and then that's when he's just like, are you telling me it's an alien shark? And then that's when they say alien shark a bunch. Either way, I have no idea. Yeah, alien shark. Alien shark. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, they say alien shark a bunch. Then this is when Alicia gets a headache, and she's like, oh, ow, ooh, as you do when you get a headache. And Megan like gets free immediately and leaves. And now Alicia is the alien shark, and she starts choking out the ex-boyfriend guy. Mickey runs up and puts a shell on her head, and then she's fine. She's no longer alien shark.
Well, it's a very specific shell that looks like a bullet. I forget what he says it looks like.
I have
Oh,
no
it's like
idea.
the end
It's
of a
literally
spear
just
or whatever. He's like, put this
right,
in.
but it's literally just like a white shell. So I don't know. This is when they show the shark freaking out in the water. Like they show a still of the shark, and then it's just like blah 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 blah. Blah. You know, I don't know what's. Then
That's
Megan,
pretty good.
walks into the water and disappears. So she's gone too. This is where Mickey tells Alicia that she needs to like attach the shell. Okay, maybe he was saying it's like the end of a spear, because I was really confused because I thought he was telling her to put it at the end of a pole so she could use it as a spear, but then she puts it in like this like bow and arrow contraption that he has. And I was like, what? Okay, this still doesn't make sense though, because so it's just the people that are left are Alicia, the ex, and then Mickey. And they're standing there talking, and Alicia's just like, oh yeah, I totally know what's going on, even though there's like literally no reason she should know what's going on, right? And he's like, okay, here you go. Also, here's my crossbow, so use this. And then they're just like, okay, sure. And then Mickey gets beamed up by the aliens. And she is startled. At least she reacts this time. Alicia's startled about Mickey being beamed up by aliens. He just disappears. And she's just immediately like, okay, yeah, I know exactly what to do. Let's do it. We're Earthlings and we're gonna fucking kill these aliens. Yeah, let's go. We're the big damn heroes here. She literally says we are the big damn heroes. She's like really hyped now. Now that she's seen proof of alien life, which, I mean, I guess the shark dog wasn't enough and the pink sky shark wasn't enough, but I would definitely believe if I saw somebody get beamed up before my very eyes. So, my favorite part, she takes the crossbow with the shell in it and runs into the surf and is kicking at the waves and going, she's like taunting the shark. She's like yelling. She's like, come on, what are you waiting for? Literally, just like my favorite movie. And the shark comes.
I don't remember this being in Twilight.
He comes up and he does the chompies. He's just like, She shoots the shell at him, but misses. So then she takes out her little pocket knife and starts slashing at him with it. And as this is happening, the shark starts like glitching and then becomes invisible somehow. So now she's just like swiping around in the
stabbing
waves,
the water.
Yeah. And then she invisibly gets punched and she lands on the sand and is like, oh. And the ex runs back up and gives her the shell, even though she shot it at him. So I'm confused about that.
It just like floated back to land.
Sure.
NBD.
Now even though she got punched in the face, she's now limping for some reason. She stands up in the water and holds the shell up in the air, and then a green beam shoots up into the sky. And it's just a shot of space. Like, nothing really happens either. And then it cuts to her just, like, laying unconscious in the sand. And the ex runs up and is like, you did it. And then she says, was that too much? I can never tell. What does that mean?
Good question.
What does that mean?
Too many knife swipes at the water.
Oh, you having combat with the water. Yeah, I would say that's a little too much. And then they're like, yeah, we did it. But then they start hearing beeping, and immediately, I guess they did not do it. It's not over. Because
Alien bomb.
Okay, so they hear beeping, they get Mickey's bag, right? And they're like rooting through it, and she takes a pipe bomb out of the bag, and she goes, oh, I know what this is. I don't know why, but I know what it is. And I was like, I think most people probably know what a pipe bomb looks like, but go off. And she says that, she's like, I know what this is. I know what we have to do. And she runs over to some grass and goes, this is our planet. And she throws the pipe bomb at this like radio device that I've never seen before in my life. So
she like throws it straight into the dirt also.
Yes.
Plays an absolutely
And then
pathetic throw that
and
would
she
have murdered
turns
her.
around. Well, right, and she turns around like right next to it and hits the deck.
Dives.
And I was like, girl, no. And then she finally does run away. But I'm also like, this like radio transmitter thing has never been shown to us. Like, where did it come from? Why? I am so confused about it. It explodes, and a green beam shoots up into the spaceship and explodes. And so they've done it.
Yep.
I was like, huh?
Great job.
Then they hug. The entire time, they keep, like, splicing in this fucking, like, morning DJ being like, bibbity bop, it's 6 o'clock, time to party with you, you know, like, whatever the fuck.
6 o'clock.
I mean, that's what I would say if I was a news radio person. And so it, like, cuts into him being like, everything's great and awesome, and they, like, hug or whatever. Then we hear a bunch of like static crackling, and it cuts over to Mickey's little shack, and there's like a bunch of interference coming over the radio, and then you hear his voice go, hello, can you hear me? Help! And then it just shows a shot of the beach at sunset for like a while with no sound or anything, and then just cuts to the end.
Finally.
So what do we think's going on with that?
Well, we're gonna find out in the sequel, even though there's already an Alien Sharks 2 that's a documentary.
Oh yeah.
I have a feeling we're never gonna find out. They're never making another one of these. But at least we got Shark Dog out of it.
Well, I just can't imagine that anything that they reveal in number 2, I don't think will make any more sense than this. It's just...
Yeah.
It's gonna be a different shark.
I guarantee you that if they made a sequel, it would probably not even tie into this at all. It would be like almost like a completely different thing.
And that's why, like, when I first put it on, I was like, Alien Shark, because then I always write the year by it, and I was like, oh no, 2022. I feel like this movie had a lot of potential. Like, obviously, we love the shark dog thing, and I like the plot. It's just like they again did nothing with it. Everybody sucked. It was mostly just the friends chit chatting and fake drinking out of cups. Like
the thing I don't get is like, if you go to like, I don't know, Walmart, you'll see these movies very specifically a shit ton of copies on like DVD being sold there, and I'm like, are they making money from these? Like, do you think people are actively buying Alien Shark on DVD without having seen it prior?
I feel like no. Like, they can't be, right? Because like the people who I feel like are buying something called Alien Shark are like
us, and we've watched it on Tubi first.
Exactly. Right? Like, I don't think there probably is somebody out there that just sees it like because of the novelty, and like that shark DVD that I got you or whatever, that was just like, shitty shark movies, great. But like, I can't imagine it's in any form of like enough bulk that it's making them money. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. Unless the movie only cost $10 to make, then.
Well, and that's why I'm wondering. Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if like that was all of the money. Like, it probably is like $100 to make it. Pay the I don't know, whatever. Pay the actors, and then they did one CG thing, 2 CG things, right? If we're counting the pink shark, and like that's it. Which is why I think you end up with a situation that always happens where it's like we see the shark like once or twice, and the rest of it's just whatever, you know.
Katie, did you see the news that Universal's fast tracking a new Jurassic World movie?
I didn't, and my question is, why?
My question is, finally.
It better be genetically modified super soldiers with dino DNA.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be very upset.
I hope we find out that Chris Pratt has been a dinosaur the whole time.
Yeah,
hope
and also
that-
they kill him immediately.
Yeah, I hope that Chris Pratt is pregnant with a dinosaur baby.
Yeah, see, if you want me to watch those movies, somebody better fuck a dinosaur.
Right.
Like Chuck
If anybody's
Tingle,
gonna do it,
write
it's
the
gonna
new
be Chris
Jurassic
Pratt.
World.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, fast tracking it. We brought on writer Chuck Tingle. I'm in. Love it.
So I'm looking through the news, and a lot of it's very dumb.
Yeah, there's like a toy show right now, so a lot of the news is like collectible stuff that I've seen.
Apparently, Neve Campbell has said she would return to Scream 7 under the right circumstances.
Not necessary.
Yeah. Maybe.
Just cancel it.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, there's not much else. I don't know why there are still news stories about Scream 7, like, every other day.
Don't know.
Alright. Kit, what'd you watch this week?
Nothing?
Just Salt Lake
I don't
City?
Yeah, basically.
That's-
What a terrible program.
That's so good. Katie, what'd you watch?
I don't think I watched anything since we recorded Vampire Clay.
Yeah, I've watched the last two movies in the Black Emanuel box set, and that was about it. And the two stupid movies I had to watch this week for the podcast.
Yeah, if Nathan didn't already tell you, Kit, you 100% should watch Vampire Clay. It slaps.
Yeah, it's actually good.
A banger.
It is actually so good.
It's got some
We
real,
really
like,
liked it.
upsetting body horror shit in it that
Yeah.
is definitely worth watching.
Also,
All right, noted.
since I know you don't listen to podcasts, you won't listen to the episode. We just made fun of you the entire time. No, just kidding. The movie was actually literally made out of spite. So I feel like that's something that you would dig. Like literally the movie.
Spite-fueled things.
Yeah, the movie is about like these group of. It is in Japanese. It's about a group of kids who are going to like an art prep school to try and get into like a prestigious like art school or whatever. And the director, like the same thing literally happened to the director where he was trying to get into art school and it just didn't happen. So he taught himself like monster makeup and was like, my only dream is to like make a movie about this. And so it's his only full length movie. And he literally did it out of spite to be like, art school's fucking dumb, which is great, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah, and the effects are actually like mostly very cool, so definitely throw that on.
Did anybody have any ideas for next week for a movie?
I don't know. When are we watching good movies?
Well, this is 288, I think, so we have at least 2 more episodes of like dumb
Okay.
shit.
Well, I didn't look, so Kit can pick something. Unfortunately, I think I'll regret saying that.
So I'm looking
but
through my watch list if Kid doesn't have any ideas. Trying to see.
Let
see
me
if there's
let me look.
anything streaming or not. Lex, I'm not feeding you yet. Calm down.
I love that
Catnado.
Lex has like taken up residence as the podcast cat now.
Yeah, he found his voice after Xerxes passed away. And he just screams all
He's
the
like,
time.
he's like, someone's gotta be screaming in here at
Yeah.
all times. I'll take the helm.
He's like, I don't know if you noticed, but dinner is in 3 hours, so I better start yelling now.
Just in case
Letting you know.
you didn't know.
What the fuck is Postapocalypse? Postacalypse. Why is this on my watch list?
Oh
I'm in.
no.
Oh, it's got the
How do you spell?
Pastacolypse. I don't know what it is, but the voice of Master Shake is one of the.
It's
top
from
names.
last year though.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
it might be animated.
I'm sure it's terrible.
Oh my gosh, the little pasta shapes. I think it's animated though.
I'm in. I'm gonna watch it at some point. I didn't realize I had this in my watch list, but now it's moving to the top. Can't pick a bowl of Rex. Oh, never mind. It's only on Plex. Do not pick that.
Womp
No.
womp.
Not watching Plex ever again. Damn, I got some garbage in my
Oh,
watch list.
I lied. I did watch one thing.
What was it?
I watched a movie called Death of a Vlogger. It was very whatever. It was like a found footage, like interview, fake what is it? Fake-umentary or
Mockumentary.
mockumentary, whatever.
Documentary.
Well, because it wasn't supposed to be funny, so I hesitate to say mockumentary, but it was like essentially about this vlogger who like faked a paranormal like situation, and then it kind of plays out to where he starts believing it's real, and like you as the viewer can't figure out if it's real or if not or whatever. But it was like kind of long for what happens, and the quote unquote paranormal stuff, which like started out actually kind of creepy, got dumb very fast, and it was very whatever. I think it's a skip.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all want to continue with another shark movie.
Psycho Shark.
I have a movie on my watch list called Blood in the Water that the tagline is Saw meets Jaws. A young woman, guilt-ridden for a crime she committed but got free of, is captured by a sadist for a game of Russian roulette with a great white shark and 5 similar opportunists who have escaped the law. There's
Sure.
no way this is good, but it's on Tubi. It's only 78
It's
minutes.
called Blood in the Water.
Yeah, at least on Letterboxd. I don't know, every once in a while these shark
Yeah.
movies, like it might be called Red Tide. This is like an alternate name, so it might be that on there. But
Okay.
I'm
it,
in.
unsurprisingly, has a shit ton of 1/2-star and 1-star ratings that dramatically declines in ratings after that.
Perfect.
1 5-star. Probably for me.
It will be, yeah, it will be you.
Yeah. I don't know. We do that, and then if Kit wants to pick something for the next week, and then I think we do good shit after that, something like that. We'll figure it out. All right, more shark bullshit. I'm assuming we'll be extremely disappointed if one of these sharks doesn't have
Can't wait.
a fucking puppet on a bike.
Saw Trap.
No, I need a shark wearing the Billy the Puppet mask. It just has like the little fucking like swirl thing,
Yeah,
like
his little trike
thing drawn on its cheeks.
on his cheeks. I kind of love that.
All right. If you would like to support us, you could join our Patreon at patreon.com/IPSufferPodcast. Sometime before this episode's out, we'll have a bonus episode on Little Nicky. Not looking forward to talking about. The shame on all of you for not voting for Dogma enough that now I had to watch Little Nicky.
Well,
Also, Kit, you have to pick 3 movies for a poll.
All right, I can do that.
You cannot buy merch from a Store Frontier shop because Store Frontier apparently shut down and did not tell anybody and just did not ship a bunch of orders or pay people. Just like
Tight.
kind of went out of business without informing anybody.
telling anybody. Very
that.
I
cool.
was like, oh, I haven't looked at like our Store Frontier in a while. Let's see if like what's going on there, and it just wouldn't load. And so like I started, like Googled something about it, and there's like a bunch of like people there were like, I had ordered stuff from them that then now their website just doesn't exist anymore, and they got like a shit ton of fucking complaints to the Better Business Bureau. So I don't know what's going on
Yeah.
there, but
That's a bummer.
Love that.
Just when I was like, you know what, it's been a while, we can have like a refresh, I'll do some new designs or whatever. And then you literally, like that hours later, was like, so Store Frontier doesn't exist anymore. And I was like, perfect. Very good.
Great.
Yeah. So go buy a shirt from that one Amazon seller that just stole our design, I guess.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You can leave us a rating and review on iTunes and Spotify, all that shit. You can follow Kit at Hidden Kitstery and Kitchification of Blood. You can follow Katie at WerewolfFace, enjoy Katie's Patreon at patreon.com/WerewolfFace. You can listen to my other podcast, 88 Movie Club. Somebody make a real shark dog.
Please.
I'm on
it. That's just what the world needs. We'd be a proper country again if we just created a shark dog. Remember the 90s when we were like cloning sheep and stuff? What the fuck happened with that? Why don't we have some kind of weird amalgamation animal yet?
I don't know.
Terrible.
Really slacking.
Yeah, we've really fallen behind on science in this world.
Definitely, yeah. We just kind of like stopped doing science, honestly. So I don't know.
All right. I hope you do science, but why?